for that. For that. For that. Ain't nobody got time for that. For that. For that.
What's going on, family? We are back live. It is the Saints and the Aint. How y'all doing out there? We like to let that music play a little bit. That is the theme of the show. The Saints and the Aint Podcast. Want to welcome you on tonight. Thank you for being with us. Listen, we don't do this by ourselves. We are excited to have with us our co-hosts tonight. Good to see you, my brother. How you doing tonight?
I'm living. I survived a whole weekend full of events. Goombay, Booker T. Washington picnic, orientation. Yeah, I'm here. We're ready to rock and roll. Let's
Wow.
go.
Wow, man. We're going to talk about some of that stuff, man. It is good to be back with you. We gave you Memorial Day off. How was your Memorial Day? What did you do, man?
I rested a lot. I thought we was gonna be scrambling to do the show, but then you gave me it off, so I just had a good
Yeah,
time
man.
resting.
You know, we got to have a little time off, man. Sometimes, us working brothers, man, you got to have a day off, man. My wife blessed me by telling me I didn't have to get on the grill. And so I figured, man, I would capitalize on that, man, and chill. But listen, let us know that you're watching. Man, this is a show for the people. We always like to know that you are watching, and we want to make sure that you know that we want to support you throughout tonight. We're gonna be highlighting small businesses. We're gonna talk about Brother Bean's business as well. We're always gonna highlight his business and other business. I'm highlighting a business tonight as well that we're gonna talk about, man. But this is a show for the people. We like to talk about. Guess what we like to talk about? We like to talk about what everybody else is talking about. Because guess what? That's what it's all about. If it's hot, we want to talk about it. Let's jump right into it, man. What is everybody talking about? Everybody is talking about the WNBA. Why are they talking about the WNBA? They talking about the WNBA because maybe the W is not Women's National Baptist Basketball Association. Some saying it's turning into Wrestling National Basketball Association. Check this out.
Doubled off to Carter. Her jumper is good. Kennedy Carter now with 12 points off the bench. And then the lay from Boston as the officials are going to take a look at what just transpired between Carter and Clark.
Boom!
I mean, that's clearly a foul.
That sent the message.
Bean. There's
That
a
sent the
message
message.
being sent in the WNBA. What is that message, Bean?
It looked like she's telling her to watch her mouth. Gotta be.
Listen, I saw that, and that was like, welcome to the W. We all know that Caitlin Clark has brought a lot of eyes to the WNBA, and apparently some say that some women are taking issue with that, and they're kind of roughing her up. You are a coach. How does things work when it comes to new players entering in that's overly hyped, got a lot of hype and a lot of attention? How are some of those things handled in the athletic arena?
Well, I think in the National Basketball Association, the WNBA and NFL, that's it's a little bit stronger than that. So they try to send clear messages. High school is a little different. Everybody's on the same wavelength or whatever. But that WNBA, they trying to send her a message to let her know this ain't all about you. We here too.
Now you're a part of a fraternity. I'm sure there was some level of initiation, if you will, whatever that was. We don't have to go into detail about it. We know that there's some level of initiation. Do you see a sense that this type of behavior is targeted solely to a Caitlin Clark, or do you think that this is just a part of the initiation process?
No, I don't even necessarily think it's an initiation process. I think they're actually like letting her know like this is not just your league, and you're not just gonna get your way. They're gonna rough you up, and we're gonna show you that it's not all about you. So and I think women might do that a little bit more emotionally than men, and that's probably just what we're seeing. I think it happens more, but we haven't had that many eyes on the WNBA until now. We got bigger stars. They got more influence, so that's why we're starting to see that now.
And this was one of those matchups that I think, people were waiting on. The Fever versus the Sky. It was supposed to be the Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese type situation, but this ended up taking a spotlight. You said something interesting about women, and I kind of thought about that. Didn't know if I wanted to go there, but women tend to handle. Some say that a lot of women are jealous, are envious, right? And I don't want to get in trouble, but we like to push the envelope. Women handle hatred and jealousy a little different, man. Do you agree with that?
Totally different. It's very much more high strung, much more emotional. And, men are emotional beings too, but like I say, we know that they can do you a little bit extra in that area. So I think that's what you're dealing with. It was also interesting to see that they actually won their second game against the Sky, and the Sky's been balling out of control. So it's like, what happened? Maybe they were a little distracted and probably a little bit more high strung, and probably got out of their game because of that whole Caitlin Clark effect. Because they look like they should have just walked away, like ran away with the game, but they didn't. They lost.
Hey man, we want let us know what y'all think too, man. I think that you know I'm gonna ask you this question: do you think that what's happening with Caitlin Clark, or maybe this incident, do you think is good for the overall game? Some people are suggesting that if she gets treated a certain way because certain people are watching, it's gonna take the attention off of the sport, and if the attention goes, then the money goes. What do you think? Do you think this level of action or play is good for the overall game?
I think all everybody that came in this year, especially with Aja and Vegas and all that, they're actually like raising the awareness of the game, and they're taking the game to another level. So I think it's good for the overall sport, and I'm hoping that we can keep growing from there.
Someone says, I'm gonna put this up. Caitlin just got in the WNBA Rookie of the Month, averaging 17 points on the on. Folks hating and jealous because they feel like they have more skin in the game. Mind you, none of the women have an issue, or who have an issue are NCAA scoring title holders. So, Patrick is basically saying that the women are hating. Now, and I've
Hmm.
heard other people say that these women are hating. Do you think it's hatred? Do you think it's jealousy? Do you think it's why her, not us? In a sense, like, hey, the WNBA is really built for the most part on black women who've been in WNBA, who've been the stars. We think about all of the stars of the WNBA, Brittany Griner and Lisa Leslie, and the list goes. Most of them have been black women. Some are suggesting that black women are a little hot because they've been doing all the work, and now this young non-black person is coming and getting all the shine. What you think about that?
I don't know. That's my guy Pat, no blooded. There you go, man. My no blooded brother right there. Um, I don't think it's a race thing though. Like I think they're just jealous because like she has. It's like why were people jealous of Michael Jordan? He was the most popular, one of the most popular players in the league. So whenever you got somebody that's up here and like people are talking about them more, and then you always gonna have those people that feel like they should be getting that same kind of attention, and that's not what's gonna happen. Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark, so they're gonna be jealous. Like let them be jealous.
Jordan Paul say it's America. It's always a race. Listen, we can always play the card, good or bad. It's like having a big joker, right? You don't always play it at the end. Sometimes you play it right off the bat. Boom. Let me just throw it out there. But it's interesting because again, some are suggesting that others have laid the foundation. Yeah, Patrick said, yep, it's definitely a black and white thing. But is it a black and white thing? Is it a woman thing? Because I got a question, man. Caitlyn is getting rubbed up and been treated a certain way. But where are teammates at? Like, she's got a Erica Wheeler, who's a South Florida,
But hold up,
born and raised
yeah,
down here in South Florida. Where were her teammates where
why?
they did
Let
this?
me let me ask this: why is it that we like protecting Caitlyn? Y'all don't think Caitlyn could be like a villain? Could she be like talking a lot of shit too, and then the girls are just reacting to that? Because I've heard this before. Like I heard this from people that was at a game like that. She actually talks a lot of trash.
Well,
So
I
I don't
mean,
know.
she's got a lot of technicals. She even in college, she was known for getting a tech. And again, man, the way the media spins this, they don't get that. They don't get her part. They get the reaction. They don't
Right.
get why people are reacting to certain things. So it does seem that it could be that she's baiting and they're retaliating. And just like, in school, it be the last one that get caught.
That was me, second grade. Pulled my ear, and then it got punched, and then I got to change schools. But anyway, that
Well, I
that
went to
push
high
was a little
school with
bit
you. That
more.
ain't just stopping second grade. But it
Hey, well, like that push was a little bit more. It was something else going on. They ain't showing the whole thing. Like I wasn't watching them games, so I can't really tell you. But that was more than just a. All right, I'm jealous. Something else happened. Definitely.
now let me go here. I wanna ask this to the public as well. Some are suggesting that you don't mess with, like, Caitlin Clark is the gravy train. You don't mess with that. What's your take on that? They're saying, hey, if you mess with this, then it's gonna affect all of us. What do you say about that? What do y'all say about that? I think somebody's already answered it before I even said it.
Right.
If CC leaves the WNBA and go overseas, ratings would taint. People got to understand that she's the chosen one. It's beyond a yeah. So what do you think about that, man? Because that's the narrative as well. Some are suggesting, hey, man, I get it. You pissed off, you frustrated, but we all got to ride this train together. What do you say about that? Is that the approach that you think should be taken?
I'm saying like is like are they running to protect her or is Caitlin Clark a villain? That's what I want to see. Like I heard from somebody that was at the game that said she talks a lot of shit. So I don't know, but I just don't know why everybody's making her a victim. That's, everybody should just play ball, man. She's good, they're good. Just play ball.
Listen, man, one thing about sports, we understand that, man. Whether it's men, whether it's women, you're gonna get hit. We like when people send us in stuff and we recognize and understand that everything is a challenge, man. Like in every sport, we get it. Whether it's basketball, football, heck, baseball, hockey. But one of the things that I have noticed, like, I'm a big hockey fan, right? And what often troubles me, and baseball, but I'm a big hockey fan. One of the things that always troubles me is how fights in hockey differ from fights in football or basketball.
Right,
Like Joey
right,
Fox said, it's a race thing, right? Like fights in hockey are celebrated. It's a part of the game. You know, my wife be watching hockey and she be like, "Oh, that's not a penalty. That's not a foul." She calls it timeout. You ain't got to go in timeout for that. I be like, "No, man, you could do that in hockey. It's cool." But in the WNBA, in football and basketball, it's frowned upon, man. What do you say about that?
I don't know, man. It's like fights in different arenas are looked at different ways. Like as you can say, in hockey, there's fighting is promoted. In football, basketball is not. If Columbus plays Palmetto, the whole narrative is spent. I was on Only in Day Sports, and they were coming at me. I'm like, bro, if this was two black teams, right? We used to play in a race car. They say I was playing a race car, but if it was two inner city teams, that whole narrative would have been totally different. They spent the narrative. You see the video. They spent the narrative to say, "Oh, it's two teams. They're just battling and da da da." A brawl is a brawl.
Well,
A
let's
brawl.
show the let's show the people. Let's show the people. You know, this was sent. This is in Dade County. We want to show this. Hopefully, y'all can see this.
And that has to happen like that. That has to happen like that.
I'm gonna rewind that.
That has to
I'm gonna
happen like
rewind that a
that.
little
No,
bit.
no. And that has to happen like that. That has to happen like that. That has to happen.
So we see somebody getting ran splack over, right? And we hear in the background, as you said, it's celebrated. And
This is
it
how it's supposed
has
to
to
happen.
happen. It's supposed to happen like that. It's supposed to happen like that. So if your team and my team did that, is
Oh
that the same narrative?
no, the narrative is totally different. They would have spent the narrative totally different. And you could tell people when some people don't realize they racist. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like hitting racism, or you got those microaggressions. They just don't realize it. I have people come on that post and say, "Oh, you guys aren't happy. You got your holiday with your favorite leader, and you still not happy." Whoa, who's my favorite
How
leader?
you get all that from from that video?
Right. So it's like when you call people out on their bullshit, then they get offended. But I'm gonna call a spade a spade. If that was Northwestern and Carroll City and they had a brawl, it's like, oh, look at those guys brawling. They tried to spin that and make it like it was so positive. No, man, a brawl is a brawl, bro. And FHSAA rules, bench is clear, it's a brawl, it's suspensions that's supposed to happen, whatever. Brawl is a brawl. That's it. We ain't spinning that no other way.
Well, man, all I could say is it probably would be different if Caitlyn was the aggressor. And but we understand, man, that it's basketball, man. And yeah, we got a guy like that, and somebody say, this maybe they should sign this guy. We got a guy like that in the NBA. This was sent to me, man.
No, but let's go back. Like my guy Paul, he said he actually brought up a good point. He said that the WNBA dropped the ball. They have their Magic and Bird situation with Caitlin Clark and Angela Reese. Yet they only promote Caitlin Clark, and I think that's where the dissension is coming in at. Um, and we already know that Angel Reese is uh, a very vocal leader, and she's gonna speak her mind. Like when she feel like she probably not getting that notoriety, she gonna start acting out and speaking out on it. I don't know about missing like media responsibility, but she paid the fine for that. But I think that's a good point, though. They have just propped her up as if nobody else plays basketball, and she's just this this superhero. And you got a lot of these other stars that's really like that. So they got to start prompting them too.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think both cases can be true. I think that yes, Caitlin Clark has brought notoriety, but this is like you said, this is actually an amazing class. This class that came out this year is amazing.
And
I
it's only gonna keep getting better.
right, right. Yes, Caitlin Clark is bringing butts to the seats, eyes to the screen. Absolutely. But we can also say that she may be one of the greatest players in the WNBA. She's not there yet. Yes, there's some benefits to her coming into the league. There's some things that have changed. But they can also, and I agree, this is Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. We've seen this movie before. It may actually play out. Now the only difference is Angel Reese is not that level of a scorer. So I don't never think they're gonna go tit for tat in the scoring. But the other things that she does offer, I think it is marketable. I think it is marketable. And the WNBA may be missing out on it. And I think that's part of the frustration. It's like, hey, y'all gonna talk about me too. Yeah, y'all gonna talk about me too. And I mean that's just how it goes, man. That's just, how it's gonna be. So hey man, keep watching. You know, the Fevers still suck. They only won 2 games. It was
Right.
the reason why they were the number 1 pick. Caitlin Clark has definitely had some great moments. She's had some rookie moments too. That's just the way it goes. That's just part of the sport. So, hey, it is what it is, man. Speaking of women, let's stay on women for a second. We're gonna move from a younger white sister to an older black woman. Who we talking about? Vivica A. Fox. Some of y'all know this. She's 59, going on 60, and she says, I'm ready to mingle. I need a man. I want a man. I ain't got no man. I'm ready for a man. I'm willing to do some things to get a man. I don't want to go on no apps, but I do need a man. Now she came out with this, I'm paraphrasing what she said, but in other words, I've heard some people say, I didn't see the episode, maybe you did years ago, where what's the guy, man, who Samuels, Kevin Samuels, kind of used her as the typical successful black woman that can't get a man. And here it is, several years later, maybe what he said is true. What do you think about that, man? What do you think when she said that? Successful black woman, powerful woman, can't find a man. What does that say?
Could say a number of things. That's just dating, no matter what the age is. But she looking for a man. And I like cougars, and she look good. I'm just saying, she gonna come on down to
Hey man,
Miami.
slide on it, man. Slide on in there, man.
I'm
Slide
gonna
on in them
slide.
DMs, man.
I'm gonna slide in the
Slide.
DMs.
Slide, man. Slide
I'm gonna
on in there,
slide in the
man.
DMs.
You got something to offer, man?
Nah, see, like when you look at, like they say, she's very picky. A lot of people don't realize sometimes if you're the common denominator, then you're the problem. Like if you're going to get in a relationship and something doesn't work, then maybe it's you. Maybe she's picky. Maybe who knows, man. I don't know, but she looked like she should have a man. She did. She had 50 Cent, or 50 Cent had her. However you want to do it. But they say 50 Cent don't pay his women. Like they say he don't do anything. Like you hold your own, he holds his own. That's what I heard the other day too. So that could have been an issue. Who knows? I don't know. But I just know she looking for a man. Come on down to Miami.
Man, I want to talk about that because you brought up something interesting. 50 Cent, Vivica A. Fox, 2 successful people, right? What do you think about women holding their own weight, even if they got money or they don't have money? What do you think? I mean, that's just an interesting topic because a lot of people feel that I need you to carry the weight. It don't matter if I got money. I need you to do it. What do you think? 50 Cent motto is no, I got it, you got it, we both got it.
That's a whole
He
nother
feels like he
episode.
needs to be. Yeah, hey, I
That's a
hey,
whole
I have
nother
no
episode.
advice on the subject. I've been out of the game for over 25 years to the same person, so I'm ignorant of the subject. I don't know, but
Man, you got old school dynamics, you got new school dynamics, you got some in between. It's whatever works out for your household. And obviously, like, a lot of people, a lot of women, like, they want a man that's able to support them fully. And then you got some that's okay with being 50-50. And you just got some that just want to be made feel secure. So what works best for your household. What works best for my household is me being single, and we got to figure that out. But I don't know. Chloe said, "Why can't it be that she knows what she wants, and not that she can't have one? She has standards, and that's it. Could be. She probably just has standards. Like I said, we don't know who she's dated. It could be somebody that, like, maybe everybody in her dating pool isn't working out.
so
You
what
don't
does
know,
that say? Again, I've been out of the game a long time. And I'm not suggesting you shouldn't have standards. Everybody has a standard. But what happens? Do you die single or alone? Obviously, she made it public, so she wants somebody, right?
right?
What do you say about standards and compromising of standards? I do a lot of marital counseling. I tell people all the time,
Hmm.
sometimes your standards are fluid, but you never gonna get everything you want out of a person.
Right. So as you grow, as you get older in life, and a lot of things that you wanted and your standards that you had at 30, when you get to 44 and you started seeing that you're still lonely and some of the things don't matter, and you start changing. And you see that with a lot of older women, like they're like, that girl asked you for what, whatever. But you got people who's lived life, they went through things, and then you got people who still needs to live life. So that's one of the things that you just never going to change. I don't know. And Vivica Fox is not the only single older lady out there. So we're not going to make it seem like that it's just her. It's a
No,
lot of people that
yeah, this is not. This is yeah, but we're seeing a pattern, man. Young and old, some of these new chicks are being raised by social media.
big talk.
Yeah,
Pat
man.
Pat knows, man.
Listen,
This dating pool out here is ridiculous. Like the expectations and what
it's
people
not
want
just
and what they
cheaper to
man.
keep her
Come
no
on, bro.
more.
No,
It's
no, no, no,
smarter
no,
to
no.
keep her, man. If you got a good person, man, you better keep her, man. I don't know if I had to jump back in that dating pool after being out of it for 20 half my life. I think I drown, man. I can't keep up. I don't know how you guys do it, man. I can't
Nah,
keep up.
it's terrible out here. It's terrible out here. Like, no, serious, real talk. It's ridiculous. You don't want this action, man. You stay home. Just let me come put those basketball goals and TVs up
Yeah,
and
man.
enjoy
See,
your
you done
married
been in
life.
my house, man. I just normal family dynamic, man. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it the way it is, man. We gonna fuss and fight. We may do all that, but if I gotta sleep in the garage and shake it off, I'm gonna do it, man, because it's crazy. I'm hearing it from both sides. Somebody say stay
But
married.
get it. You might fuss and fight, right? You might fuss and fight, but you have somebody that you know that's yours, that's your own. You come home to, you're familiar with. Imagine fussing and fighting with somebody you just met a week ago that you don't know what she may have. Like, you might be the fifth, sixth option. She's probably only using you for something that she wants. You never know. This is what I'm talking about. So when I argue, and when I'm dating and I'm arguing, and it's pretty much that's like the end of that's the end of the relationship, because I don't have room for that kind of toxicity. But if you argue with your wife, y'all gonna get over it. Whatever. Stay married, boss. You don't want this out here. There ain't nothing out here but lemon pepper wings and hookahs. That's it.
I like lemon pepper wings though.
Me too. So you got
I
lemon
love them
pepper
flat
wings.
though.
You
If you
got
don't like
lemon
them
pepper
flat, that's
wings.
whack. I like them flat, man.
You got lemon pepper wings, hookah, and if you change the letters, you got hookers. So, but you stay home, boss. Stay home.
I
Enjoy your
can't do
life.
the
Enjoy your
hookers.
wife.
I can't do the hookers. I can't do nothing that start with hook. I'm just going. I'm home. I listen, man. I'm telling you, I feel like an old married man, and I'm good with that. I have reached a point in my life, and I'm good with that. Whatever I
I,
didn't get, I ain't gonna get it.
y'all like our role models, man. I want what you. I want a wife. I'm giving up when I don't have faith. I don't have no faith. Like if it happens, it happens. But hey, see, look, still not married. But I got a bunch of gray hair.
But man, I don't know. I'm married and got it. I don't know, man. It just it just it's part of the course, man. It's part of the course. It's just part of the course, man. But I think you know what, man. I think I'm gonna hang in there.
You
I
better.
think I'm gonna
You
hang in
got,
there, man.
you got a good wife.
I think I'm gonna hang in there.
You know
Yeah,
she
you
on here
know,
watching.
yeah, especially 'cause- yeah, listen. I was born that night, not last night. I think I've come to the conclusion, man. I'm gonna hang in there. I'm gonna do this time. I'm, I'm gonna do this time, and I'm gonna enjoy my wife, man. But listen, you talked about this, man, and we're gonna celebrate you, man, because we talked about this last show, and we are getting old, man. We are getting old. I got some people on here say you better. Dating pool is a ass piece. No, no, not the pool. Who pissing in the pool?
It's pissy, boss. It is. They did number two too. It ain't just the blue. It ain't just blue water. It's brown. It's murky out here.
No, man,
It's
no.
it's rough. It's rough. It's rough, boss.
My wife gonna have to share me because man, shoot, man, we could get some money, man, if she willing to share. It sound like man, I could make somebody happy, man. Shoot.
Mm-mm. Enjoy your home life, boss.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to enjoy it. But that thing says peace. Lord. Man, well, we are getting old, man, because we looking around in it's graduation season again, and you getting ready to send a kid off to college, man.
Yeah, it's getting real. It's getting
It's
real.
getting real,
Like
bro. I looked up, man. You are a LSU dad. You getting ready to
yeah,
hang
like
out in Louisiana,
going to
Baton
Baton Rouge.
Rouge. I
Yes,
love the state
sir.
of Louisiana, man. That's where a team called New Orleans Saints play. So I'm always good with Louisiana. But talk about the fact that you are now a dad, LSU dad, man. It's graduation season. If you got someone that's graduated, shout them out. But man, talk about that, man. How does it feel to send a son off to college?
Man, like I think it really got real for me yesterday at orientation. I was sitting there like, man, this guy is really about to go to college. I thought back to when I started college and things like that. It's like this guy really going to college. He's going to LSU and they going through all the dorms. He got his classes already. Like, wow, this is real. Like I'm about to be flying him off to Baton Rouge, and then like he's an adult now. So yeah, it's just good, man. I've been really like this whole past month with all the events we've been having, just really excited and really happy and just honored that he's been as good as he's been. Like I said, I always told him, be greater than me. He took the mantle and he ran, and I couldn't ask for nothing else. I mean, I remember when we first started out and it looked like he was going down that same track that I was going down, like
Oh
getting
boy.
kicked out of schools.
Oh
But they
boy.
didn't understand that. They didn't understand that he was a savant, so he was being like he wasn't being challenged. So once we handled all that, and he just started doing his thing, he's been honors, IB, all that ever since. And we went to a top 10%. He's top 5% in his class, so I like to brag on him, man. He's a super dude. So he's better. He's definitely the second coming. He's the better Torian EB.
Man, that's good stuff. So many times, man, I know this is June, so man, we gonna be honoring fathers, and so often we don't give fathers the proper credit of being in our children's lives. And this type of stuff, we wanted to celebrate you tonight because this kind of stuff don't get celebrated often, man. So man, I salute you, brother. We about the same age, and I salute you, and I'm envious of you because we both the same age, got the same gray. Your son going to college. Mine ain't even in high school yet.
You started late. You
What was
started
I
too
waiting
late.
on, Bean?
You started too late, and then look, I just started over, so
And
it's
you started
over.
over.
Over
I'm
right
talking
when I was at
about
the
you
finish
went
line.
back to scratch.
Yeah, I was at the finish line and I dropped the baton. And
You went
look
back
at
to scratch. Now that I'm not gonna do.
me.
I'm not going back to scratch for nobody. I'm not starting over. I told my wife the other day, you could write the first half of my obituary. My parents, both my parents deceased, my wife, and I got 2 children. That's the beginning of my obituary. You could write that in stone. That's it.
Mhm.
I ain't having no more children. I don't want to have no more wife. No, and if I do, this one ain't going. She gonna have all the money. She ain't gonna include it no way. So I'm set, man. But you started over.
Yeah, man, I did. So my mama had three, I got three, and that's it. Ain't no more. Ain't no more. And I appreciate all the congrats and the comments. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. But yeah, I got three, and that's it. It ain't no more. It's either the Breakfast of Champions. It ain't no more. You know what the Breakfast of Champions is, right?
Yeah, yeah. No more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
no more.
No more.
So yeah,
Well, we're gonna
no
pause
more.
and take a little break to see how we can support uh this graduate, man. Talk about your business, man. Talk about being installation, man. We always like to pause to celebrate small businesses. So we're gonna shout them out right now. Man, how can people support your business? Because you're a father trying to send a child off to college.
Yeah, I need all your guys' installation, assembly work, TV mounting. Baton Rouge is going to be expensive. It's out of state tuition, and I need all of that. But yeah, so we have B installation. We specialize in TV mounting, installation, assembly, service in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County. We make the magic happen. Um, Pretty good at what we do. So like you say, any of your TV mounting, installation, or assembly needs, shoot it my way. You got IKEA furniture, you got Wayfair furniture, you got bunk beds, you have gazebos, you have basketball goals, TV mounts from the ceiling, TV mounts that come out of the floor. Anything you need mounted, I got you. That's what we do.
And as I said before, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna keep saying it. Everything in my house that's mounted, this brother has mounted it, and it has not fallen. All right. My that's key, man. That's critical to let the people know because stuff get mounted, but it don't stay mounted.
That's
Ghost
that's right.
installation, no wires, man. I watched this brother spend hours, man, and I was telling him to hurry up because I wanted to make sure he wanted to charge me by the hour. But he was spending hours. He was spending hours to make sure that he can get the cord through the wall. Through the wall. My wife said, man, you could take your business to Baton Rouge, man. Get some of
I
them
know.
TVs hung up there. So yeah, man. So we celebrate you, man. Anytime you need anything put together, throw the instructions away. No, don't throw them away because he want to read them. But if you like me, you don't have the time to put it together, man. Give it to my brother. I'm shouting out my son today, Hot Shot Productions, because he's out of school and this is where his business gets hot. This is where he digs in my pocket a lot. So if you need anything video, if you need pictures, if you got something that you need captured, Hot Shot Productions, man. I said he's my son, but he does an amazing job. He's a beast with the camera. If he could be as great, and he's doing great in school and in the cell classes. But man, if he could be as great in his books as he is with the camera and editing, oh my God, man, he'll take the world by storm. So Hot Shot Productions, again, if you got a birthday party, you got a wedding, you got anything you need headshots for your business, whatever you may need. I know graduation is over, but whatever you need, man, give them a call. Give us a call. Inbox me. Let me know. Hot Shot Production is where it's at. Listen, if you got a small business and want to shout out a small business, want to do this at this time, always, again, this is a broadcast podcast for the people. We want to shout out small business because we know that it's small businesses that help make the world go round. All right? So let's do that, man. Man, let's get back into it. Listen, I don't know if you saw this, Bean, but somebody got convicted.
45 for 34. That guy
45 for 34.
for
Yeah,
34.
man.
Mm-hmm. The biggest crook out
Guilty
there.
on all charges. Now, so the man we once called president is now officially a convicted felon. And Bean, I've had to help a lot of felons. And one thing I notice is, man, when you are a felon, it's hard to get into the workforce.
Mm.
This country doesn't like felons, right? It's hard. You got a
Not
felony
even
on
if
your
you're not
record.
even if you're a felon. If you got a felony charge on your record, you don't even have to
Charge.
be convicted. If you got a felony charge on your record, you can't work places. And now we have a felon that's able to be on a ballot for the commander in chief.
So I was going through this list of jobs that hire convicted felons. And it's a great list, right? It's no prestigious places, mainly fast food joints and restaurants, little Dollar Tree, Subway, Greyhound. But when I go all the way to the bottom,
All the way to the bottom. That just
all
caught
the
my eye
way to
too.
the
I was like,
bottom,
United States Postal. Oh no, it's United States president.
you can be the president of these United States of America as a convicted felon. Listen, whether you're Democrat, Republican, I don't care. I'm a little bit of both. I don't care about that. But what I do care about is how can you be a convicted felon, whether you're Democrat or Republican, and be able to be the president? Something is not adding up.
It don't make no sense.
Just shouting out these businesses while we're talking, man. Bro, you got to help me with this one, man. I said, okay, he gonna be good, but if he get convicted, he done. And lo and behold, he ain't done. He just getting started.
86 million after the conviction. These people
What
got a lot
is
of
it,
money to
man?
give away. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
What is it, man? Some things I just find it hard to understand.
I didn't. I thought I was being pranked when he got elected. So ever since then, nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense. Like the man caused an insurrection on our national capital, and like if that was able to just go away, people died, bro. And it was from he started it. These people were there on his command, and we do. This is what we talk about. I don't even care about this hush money case. That was the biggest. That was one of the biggest crimes known to man right there.
Yeah, I look at
And
the hush money case kind of like the OJ and when he went to go get his stuff, right? We already know he got convicted for that for Nicole Brown Simpson. I get it.
right,
I understand. I don't understand how he was ever able to get away with what he did on January 6th, because we pride ourselves with being Americans. And what you cannot ever do is attack America and get away with it.
Right.
Unless, I'm not going to say unless you are a Republican. I'm going to say unless you are Donald Trump, because I've discovered there's Democrats, there are Republicans, and then there are Trumpsters. That's a different group of people, man.
A whole different group of people. Whole different group of people. I thought I used to dislike Republicans, but Republicans are kind of cool. These people are different. These are these are racists. They're bigots. They're filled with hatred. If they could erase the country and bring it back, they just want anarchy. Like these people are different, and it's scary because what we're playing with our democracy. So this is bigger than politics. This is bigger than Democrats versus Republicans. Something has to stop because it's gonna be it's gonna be like total anarchy. This guy get back in office.
Yeah, see, I used to think, I consider myself to be an independent. I've always said that America would be great if we actually had a legitimate three-party system, because I think both sides have leaned too far to the right, too far to the left. So I've always felt that another party, right? Because other countries don't have parties. I know, they're not a political show, but other countries don't have parties. America has its party system that I believe both have leaned too far on its side. But it seems as if Trump has now become the third party, and that's scary.
Yep.
That's what's scaring me. That this man has his own party. And unfortunately, between his party and those who feel scared in the Republican Party to not back him because he got a good chance to get back in office, it is going to be, as you say, anarchy. And someone said, Brandon says, it is the hypocrisy of people that bothers me. Because if anybody of that famous guy that you voted for, apparently, if someone in his camp would have done what Trump have done, they would have hung him. Literally.
Yep.
And this is the part that I really, really don't understand. But you know what? We're very close to getting that repeated again. We're very close. Because as soon as it happens, we've heard he said out his own mouth he can walk up in the middle of New York City and shoot somebody and they'll still elect it, and he got elected. He can become a convicted felon. They'll still elect him. He can do everything that is unbiblical and still get elected. And there's a strong possibility that he's going to get elected.
Yep.
And that is the scary part.
Very
But
scary.
something happened in Washington today too, man. I don't know if y'all saw this, but a man we got to know very well in 2020, Dr. Fauci, um, retired now, but was brought back to Capitol Hill to testify. And a lot of interesting things came out in his testimony. Not only did a lot of things come out in his testimony, a lot of things have come out in the state of Florida. Our governor Ron DeSantis, like him or love him, but he did a study some months back, and the results of that has now come to light. I want to read some of the things. Florida jury investigates COVID criminal activity, exposes experts and media lies. One of the things that has been brought to light is that this whole thing about natural immunity. It was once said that they did not believe that natural immunity really existed, meaning that our bodies was able to immunize ourselves to fight off the COVID-19 virus. That has come to suggest that, yes, indeed, we did have that natural immunity. Also, certain things that were outside of the actual COVID-19, the shot, if you will. Some of the other medicines that were being offered, that was being criticized during those times. This study suggests, this jury suggests from this study that some of those things were actually helpful during the process. In other words, what the study is saying is that there were more than one way to fight off the virus outside of the shots. When you hear that, what comes to your mind?
I told you so. But I want to table that. Let me table that, Pastor, for just 1 second, because it's always a hot button issue with me with this Donald Trump thing in our community. And if you look back, we have a guy on here. He said Donald Trump is the best president for Black folks that we have ever had. And this is why Donald Trump is dangerous, especially for our community, because the people that's really like backing him don't even like Black people, and they want you off the face of this earth. And then the fact that the only thing you could think of is your pockets and what money you made off of pandemic money or whatever, and you think that's safe to sit here and be a clown and say, "Oh, he's the best people for Black people." No, he's not, and that's dangerous. It's reckless for our society. Politics is bigger than money. It's about welfare. It's about your other human beings, not just yourself. So I'm not gonna ever sit up here and like let you debate me and think that Donald Trump is the best people for Black people, because this country is just not about Black people. This country is about people as a whole, and Donald Trump is terrible for this country. So nah, I don't buy that
Well,
rhetoric, and I don't
Donald
I don't
Trump
like
hates people. He
period.
hates anybody that's not in the 1%. We must understand that. He doesn't like poor white people. He doesn't like anybody
It makes
that
no
is
sense, bro.
not
Like it's crazy.
in the elitist category. Now, the question that I would ask, and I would ask this question to anybody: what policies? What policies? See, when you're in office, it's all about policies, right? So you could have an opinion, but every opinion, no matter what it is, should be based on facts. So
Right.
the question I would raise in that, it, to make it a valid opinion, what policy can you attribute to Donald Trump signing it? Because what we don't understand is this. And again, it's not a political show, but this is kind of part of my, pastime. What we don't understand often is this: that a lot of things don't take effect in government
To
until
4 to 8 years
years
later.
later. A lot of things. Some things happen quickly, but a lot of things don't happen until years later. And I'll
Right.
give you a prime example. And I want everybody to think about this. I asked myself this question years ago. If America was so hell bent on never seeing a Black president, right? Why was it that, in a small sense, when you really think back, why was it so easy for President Obama to win when he won? Because remember, when he took office, we were in a recession,
Hmm.
right? What do we know about Black people, Being? We know that Black people have always been hired to clean up mess. We know that from
A good point.
so why didn't Trump run then? When did Trump decide to run? He decided to run after the mess got cleaned up. We forget that when Barack Obama took office, gas prices back then was $5 a gallon under George, but we don't remember that.
Selective
When
memory.
Obama brought the gas prices down after 8 years, they went up and went down. And go look it up. You got Google. Somebody got Google. Go look it up.
Hmm.
When things got stabilized, Now all of a sudden, here comes Donald Trump. Why does he want to come now? He wants to come now because he's going to be able to ride that wave. He's picking up a country that's successful again. And he realizes that a lot of people are dumb enough to give him credit for it.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Now, say what you want about the vaccine or whatever, but let's not forget, COVID-19 could have been stopped if the president would have at least took it seriously. He got on national TV and told us it'll be gone by the summer when it get hot. So we got to understand and recognize, man, before we make statements like that, ask yourself this question. What can you attribute? What law, what policy, what plan, what's going on right now that we could say that because Donald Trump did this or signed this, we're better? Ask yourself that question. If Dex is still on, I would love to hear that answer because I like to hear contrasting points of view. I think that's what makes America great. But I also think that we must be able to talk intelligently no matter what side you lean on. Because I'm going to say
it's
this.
nothing logical. It's nothing logical to even say. Because what are they going to say? Oh, you were able to open a business under Trump? Well, some business been open since the beginning of the time. You could have opened up an LLC under any president. So just because it became more relevant doesn't make it that Trump did that for black people. You just got that knowledge then. So it's nothing logical that nobody could really sit here and say because, like you say, point to the policies. There won't be no policies. They're gonna go to talk about money or how their pockets got fat or this and that or whatever. That's all it's gonna be. That's not nothing to say for you to play with our country, play with our freedoms, to play with our livelihoods over having a person like Donald Trump in office. That's insane. But back to the COVID thing. Like I say,
Yeah.
I told you. Little Boosie, little daughter. I told y'all. Nah,
He
bro.
said, please stop watching CNN and NB. But that was his reply, but we didn't ask him what we want. We asked him to give us a policy.
Right.
My
This all
wife
they're
would tell
gonna
you,
say.
I
We're
watch Fox
terrible.
News. See, that's what people don't understand. My wife is on here. She'll tell you, I watch Fox News. I don't really watch CNN and MSNBC. That's all I watch is Fox News. So what you got to say about that? That's all I watch.
Yeah,
That's all I
crazy.
watch. I tell people all the time, again, I don't lean Democratic. I don't. So I don't know who you think you're talking to, but this ain't about, most people can't separate Republican policies. That's two different animals, man. The Republicans don't like Donald Trump.
Right. Oh my gosh, bro.
That's the thing I don't understand. People in his own party, the people that's supposed to like him don't like him. They'll tell you they tolerate him because they feel like they don't have a choice. It has, because they realize that he is diabolical, man. My wife said that's fact. She get tired. She walks away. I like listening to everybody, man. And if I'm feeling a certain way, I typically, for my own balance, try to listen to a contrasting point of view on any subject just so I could keep balance. I like to stay in the middle. I don't like to lean on one side or the other. But the point of the matter is this: it's going to be very difficult. That's why the response was the response. It was not a response to the question. It was a response to something that he thought was accurate, and it's totally not accurate. So here's the
Oh, bro. I hate speaking. I
here's the
hate talking
thing.
politics because I get like ugh, get me warmed up. But we don't want to make this to take over the show. But I really
No, but
do.
it's a part
We're
of
gonna we're
it.
gonna
It's a
we're gonna
part
have we're
of it.
gonna have a we won't let
We
you
gonna
tune back in, Dex. We're gonna have another one of these. The
Dex got to
topic gonna
answer
be
the
on it.
question tonight, though.
He's talking about
We could
presidents and
talk
what they're
about
doing for black people.
HBCUs, which Donald Trump tried to take credit for that. We talk about monies. Oh God. but we didn't
no
get the
word on
we
the
didn't
policy.
get
He's
the.
asking now. He asking us about
Now
policy.
he asked right.
So
He said, "But how we
then
leaning one way?
he'll come
We
on
getting
the
ready to talk about
show.
the COVID-19. How are we leaning? What do we lean? What do we say? Anything? We ain't talked about.
Well,
We just
I'll
talked
say
about Trump being arrested.
you could say you could stay on the Saints side. I'm Mister Ain't voting for him. I'm Mister Don't like him. I don't like Trump, and if you don't like it, so be it. I don't like Trump. I don't support Trump,
How are
and
we?
I would
I
love
want
it.
to know
Like
how.
I'm leaning one side of yeah.
Somebody said, "Let him come on show, man. We'll send you a link right now to come on show." I want to know how I'm leaning, cause I can't lean a way that I don't lean. So how am I leaning? I'm leaning against Trump. Absolutely, I'm gonna lean against him all day. But please don't say I lean in another direction, because that would be a lie. That means you sure enough don't know me. I want an example of how you lean. We were talking about Trump being arrested and convicted. That's not leaning, that's facts. Those are facts.
Right, right.
Him being a convicted felon, those are facts. That ain't leaning, those are facts. See, the challenge is we don't, if it was Barack being arrested, we'd be talking about him. If it was Biden getting arrested, I posted the other day that between Biden and Trump, there gonna be a lot of people not voting. And I really do believe that. I believe that America has horrible choices. That's why I said earlier, I believe that there should be, this two-party system is ruining America. I believe that with all my heart. Because when I look at what the two options, none of them are great. But at least one of them is an actual human being.
That's
That's all
unbelievable.
I'm saying. This is not about politics. To me, it's about the person. I typically like to vote for people. I don't care what donkey or whatever is behind their name. I like to vote for people. And Donald Trump is a horrible person. And anybody that could tell me otherwise, you probably horrible too. I'm gonna leave that right there. All right. But anyway, let's talk about COVID-19, man. We were getting ready to talk about that. Um, let's talk about that. So, come to find out that what people are saying about the vaccine and all those things. Apparently, because people are getting a lot of slack. People, I'm thinking about some popular people. I'm thinking about the Aaron Rodgers, the Kyrie Irvings, those that didn't want to take the vaccine, right? For whatever reason, they won't take it, and were being criticized and really ostracized. They didn't even let Kyrie play because he wouldn't take the vaccine. And now it comes to find out that there were some other ways that we could fight off this COVID-19. Talk about that a little bit, man. What do you think about that?
Right, like and it was a guy on Instagram. He was talking about the fact that when that COVID came out, it was people that was hard down, getting very upset. People were losing their jobs. People were like being forced to move out of places, or all types of things based on not wanting to get this vaccine or not following some certain COVID protocols. And then to come to find out, you have a guy that was leading us all down this path is sitting in front of the congressional, committee, crying that he made it all up. I mean, you
Be
think about the
careful now. Sound
arguments
like you
that you've had.
leaning.
All right, think about the arguments that you've had. Think about people who have lost relationships. It's been so much stuff, and now we at this crossroad that you know we here. And it was all made up. So it's
I
all
mean,
made
why do
up.
you
So
why do you
that's
think that was the case?
I mean, we already know we have all our we had all the sentiments of what we thought it was, and people were saying it was conspiracy theories and all this stuff. But now it's starting not to be a conspiracy theory. it was really what we call social control. They were controlling us. They were controlling the narrative to tell us what to do, to affect a certain kind of behavior, and that's what it was. Did the world have to stop? We don't know. Did we have to be 6 feet away from each other? We don't know because COVID was spreading regardless. It didn't matter. Like people, like some people got it, some people didn't. Some people, like so. The fact of me. I don't care. Whatever. I was not put in no kind of foreign, whatever, made up vaccine in my body. I'm still pure blooded. I'm happy for my decision. I'm happy I'm still here. I didn't get sick, and I apologize, and for the people who did, for whatever reason they got infected and they may have passed or they got sick or whatever. I'm happy that I'm still pure blooded, and I didn't trust it from the beginning. I was a doubter. I argue with people. People argue back with me, and now it looks like I'm Mister I told you so, and now they're like I was right. So. Uh,
Well, and it's interesting, and I'm not gonna say I'm glad, but I'm kind of glad that
exactly.
the 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 um the COVID kind of happened on two presidential watches, right? It started under it started, excuse me, under Trump, and it got carried over with Biden. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think it was necessarily a Republican or Democrat situation, right? And the reason I say that because the vaccine and all of that started under Trump's administration, right? It did. It got carried over in the Biden administration. However, there began a fight between Republicans saying you shouldn't take it, more Democrats saying you should take it. I think ultimately, like a lot of things we know about the pharmaceutical company, is that big pharma always wins. One of the things that was kind of said in the article was that basically some of the, for the lack of a better term, home remedies that people were trying to use were probably as effective. And that's interesting because you and I, we grew up in black families, and it may not even be black, be any family. A lot of us grew up on those home remedies, right? I tell my wife all the time, it seems like every medicine that I find that actually works gets taken off the shelf.
Right.
Like, what happened to that? That worked. I've had medicine. I can't remember what it's called, man. When I had a
Three
cold, I
sixes.
would
Three
go and get
sixes.
this, and
Six
I mean,
cold
it would
medicine.
knock it out. Right. It would
Yep.
knock it out. It gets taken off the shelf. So big pharma, big tech, I think there's a lot of things at stake, man, that it was this whole we may never understand the repercussions of it. Somebody said Buckley's, yeah. So I think I don't even necessarily know that it was a political thing. I think it was a pharmaceutical thing, man, but I don't know why. I don't know what the end game was. And we may never find out. We see people, so-called healthy, strong, having heart attacks. Some are suggesting that it's because of the shot. Some of us may never know. It may never know, man. I'm thankful. Uh, I think all of us have the right to our own convictions, right? I think we should stand by. I think that is one of the things that makes this country great is that we are not in a dictatorship. That we do have the right to have our own opinions. The problem with society is we tend to never embrace other people's opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's typically where we go wrong. That's why I go back to the fact that I can't be fully this or fully that. I try to be fully on the side of right or truth or what I believe is logical. Because to lean or to be fully on one side or the other just makes you have to accept every single thing that represents that individual or that party or whatever it is. So,
Right.
man, somebody say money was the motive. Money is the motive. But I don't even know how money was the motive because the vaccine was free.
No, it was free to us, but the government was paying for it. It was billion trillions of dollars. So yeah, it was free to us, and then a lot of people it wasn't free. Just like some of the testing. Testing was something was free for some people had to pay. So nah, the whole thing was about money. Everything was money.
But who gained? Who gained? I mean, the country had to spend a lot of money. They gave away a lot of money. Who benefited from it?
Hey
I
man,
think
you got
that's
to
the
ask.
question.
Maybe Dex could tell us whoever. Maybe it was some black people that benefited from it. Like who knows? I don't know. Dex like because obviously it was a select few in that circle that benefited from that big pharma move, and all we got is people in our community saying Trump was a great president. So I don't know.
Well, I will ask Dex this question. I'm gonna give him an assignment because I didn't, we didn't have time to. But I'm gonna ask him to Google the what's the word I'm looking for? The poverty rate. That's the word I'm looking for. I want you to Google the poverty rate of African Americans. This is his homework assignment because he asked about a policy, and it was several different things. But I want him to
Right.
Google the poverty rate of African Americans, and I want him to Google the unemployment rate of African Americans from the time that President Obama took office. I want you to Google that. We're probably gonna be out the air, but I want you to Google that, and I want you to kind of share your results. I want you to share your results. And then I want you to just oppose that to what it is now. Because remember, the stimulus checks got Trump's name on it. Don't forget that. The stimulus checks have caused a lot of people that look like you and I to be right back where they were, which is at home, unemployed. That's why everybody hiring.
Right.
So I want you to kind of do that. And I want you to try to understand why while certain people try to say we don't want certain people to live off the government, yes they do. Because if they're living off the government, guess what? They're not going after high power positions. We're going to give them just enough so they can be comfortable, but yet criticize them at the same time. It's a perfectly plan, but some people not too wise to think about it. All right, so that's homework assignment for tonight. And then when you come back, we're gonna be back here next Monday. We're gonna be
Same
back this
time.
Monday, and
Same
we talk
time. Same
about
place.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. We're gonna be right back here, same time, same place next week. Cause it's the saint and the ain't. And guess what? God ain't through with us, but we ain't scared of nobody, and we ain't scared not to talk about any particular thing. Man, we
That's
had an
what I.
amazing show.
That's what
Couldn't
I
even
love to do.
get to
We didn't even get
everything
through everything. We definitely didn't
everyone
get
to
through
get to,
everything.
man. But that's what it's all about, man. We're a show for the people, and we will take anybody's opinion. Here's what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to subscribe to I said 7 o'clock. I do everything at 7. It's 8 o'clock. My wife like, yeah, it's 8 o'clock. Yeah, we'll be back next week at 8 o'clock. I need you to subscribe to our YouTube channel because eventually we're gonna just be on our YouTube channel. We want to build that up. So I want you to subscribe to this. We want you to like and share this on wherever you're watching us right now. If you're watching us on YouTube, if not on our Facebook, go to the Saint and the Ain't Facebook page. Facebook is kind of giving us a little more challenge. We can't just go live Right now, it says it's going to be about 60 days before we can officially go live on that channel. We're going to probably post this on this channel and do some other things. So follow that, subscribe to that, and just keep following us, man. Let us know that you love the content, love what we're talking about. And guess what? If they talking about it, we're going to talk about it. Any final words before we get out of here, man?
I'm just happy that we made it through episode 2. And looking forward to next week. Hit some of those topics that we missed. We'll roll it over.
We gonna roll it over, yeah. And then
Roll
something
it
else
over.
gonna happen. Somebody else gonna get arrested. Something else gonna happen, and we gonna talk about that too, man. Until we see y'all next time, peace. We are out of here. Peace.